Have you ever wondered why some people keep moving forward while you feel stuck, even though you're trying so hard? The difference isn't luck or talent. It's in what they do consistently, especially in the smallest moments. And there's one habit, just one, that can completely shift your life faster than you can imagine if you truly master it. Everything in your life, how you think, how you act, and the results you get, boils down to your habits. It's the small, consistent actions you take every single day that quietly build your future. Success isn't usually the result of some massive breakthrough or lucky chance. The truth is, it's built in the mundane details. It's hidden in the things you repeat again and again. And there's one habit, a seemingly simple one, that has the power to change everything for you almost overnight. Most people are stuck in patterns they don't even recognize. They wake up, go through the motions, and react to whatever life throws at them. They lose time, let distractions pull their focus, and allow emotions to drive their decisions. Then they wonder why things never change. They feel stuck. They can't understand why success always feels just out of reach. But there is one habit that separates the people who win from those who don't. One single habit that, when applied with consistency, transforms not just your outcomes, but your mindset, your discipline, and the way you live your life. And here's the best part. It's not complicated. It's not something only the elite few can do. It's something you can start doing today. Most people won't, but you can. The habit? Taking full control of your time and energy. Stop letting the day run you. Stop letting distractions drain your focus. Stop allowing emotions to dictate your actions. Instead, take full ownership. Every single day, no matter what. This one shift changes everything. When you take control, you move with purpose. You no longer waste time on things that don't matter. You stop making decisions based on fleeting feelings. You stop waiting around for motivation to strike. You build your own momentum. And the results? They come quickly. You begin to feel different, think differently, and act with a level of clarity and drive you've never experienced before. While others are drifting, reacting, making excuses, you are taking action, growing, and winning. Why is this habit so powerful? Because it influences everything. How you start your morning, how you bounce back from setbacks, how you stay disciplined, and how you maintain momentum. It's the root of every lasting success. Yet, most people never master it. They live on autopilot, letting their habits run them instead of taking command of those habits. But the moment you shift your perspective, the moment you decide that each day belongs to you, that emotions, distractions, and excuses no longer have power over your actions, that's when everything changes. So let me ask you this. Are you ready to take full control? Are you ready to stop reacting and start creating? Are you ready to build the habit that could transform your entire life? If the answer is yes, then you're about to unlock a level of focus, discipline, and achievement that most people will never experience. Once you embrace this habit, truly embrace it, you'll never want to go back. You'll stop waking up without a plan. You'll stop pouring your energy into things that don't serve you. You'll stop letting feelings, distractions, and outside noise dictate your life. Instead, you'll become intentional, deliberate, and aligned with your purpose. And that one decision, to take full ownership of your time and energy, becomes the foundation for every success story you've ever admired. Most people don't even realize how much time they waste. They drift through life, reacting, delaying, making excuses, and letting their mood call the shots. That's why they stay stuck. That's why they feel left behind. That's why life seems to be slipping through their fingers. But winners don't live that way. They don't drift. They don't react. They don't allow themselves to be pulled in 100 different directions. We just explored a single habit that can change your entire life. The habit of taking full control over your time and energy. But how exactly do high achievers do that? In practice, They start the moment they open their eyes. No hesitation, no waiting for motivation. They wake up with a plan already in mind. They know exactly what needs to be done, and they do it, regardless of how they feel. And that's where most people fail. They wait until they feel like it. They believe they need to be inspired in order to take action. But winners understand something deeper. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. If you wait until you're in the mood, you may never begin. But if you take that first step, any step, you ignite movement. And once you start moving forward, momentum builds itself. What once seemed impossible yesterday becomes automatic today. So here's the real question. Who's in charge of your time? Is it you or your distractions? Because if you're not managing your time, someone or something else is doing it for you. The world is overflowing with things designed to steal your focus. Endless entertainment, constant opinions, non-stop, digital noise. And if you're not careful, your entire life will be consumed reacting to that noise instead of focusing on what truly matters. That's why this habit is so powerful. The moment you stop reacting and start deciding, you instantly set yourself apart from 99% of people. You stop waiting for change and become the one who changes things. You stop hoping for success and start building it with your own hands. You stop wondering why things don't work and make them work yourself. That's why high performers never waste time. They understand that time is their most precious asset. Money can be earned again. Opportunities will return. But time? Once it's gone forever. And those who truly understand that, those who protect their time as if their life depends on it, those are the people who rise to the top. So how do you start? How do you actually make this shift? It all begins with one simple decision. From this moment forward, you are in charge. Not your emotions, not distractions, not the opinions of others. You. That means you start setting boundaries. You stop saying yes to things that don't serve your goals. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You create a plan for each day, and you follow through no matter how you feel. You take full ownership of your schedule, your focus, and your energy, and then something powerful starts to happen. Results come faster than you ever expected, because here's the truth. Most people don't have a time problem. They have a focus problem. They think they don't have enough hours in the day, but in reality, they're not using the hours they already have in the right way. They're leaking time through distractions, through hesitation, through low-value tasks. And because of that, they never get the results they want. But when you remove those distractions, when you finally take control of your time, everything changes. Suddenly, you're accomplishing more in one day than most people do in a full week. Suddenly, you're progressing faster than you thought was possible. Suddenly, your life is moving forward at a pace you've never experienced before. And it all comes back to one question. Are you in control of your life, or are you letting life control you? Because the people who win, who transform their lives, who reach the highest levels of success, they're not waiting. They're not hoping. They're not making excuses. They are executing. And if you're serious about change, if you're serious about leveling up your life, then you have to do the same. No more wasted time. No more distractions. No more letting emotions run the show. From this moment on, you are in control. Taking charge of your time and energy isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. It's about being intentional with every moment you're given. Because here's the truth. Time isn't the problem. How you use it is. Most people don't even realize how much time they're wasting. They think they're busy, but they're not productive. They think they're working hard, but they're not getting anywhere. Earlier, we talked about how taking control of your time isn't just a choice. It's the foundation for mastering your life. Now, it's time to go deeper. How do you start your day in a way that actually creates results? Many people think they're busy, but in reality, they spend most of their time distracted rather than making meaningful progress. If you truly want to change your life overnight, you need to make a clear shift from being busy to being effective. You must stop spending time on things that don't move you forward. Stop doing things just to feel productive and start doing things that actually produce real outcomes. Winners don't spend their day reacting to life. They don't wake up and just let things happen. They begin each day with purpose. They know what needs to be done, and they act immediately. No negotiations, no hesitation, no wasted energy on meaningless things. And this is where most people get it wrong. They start their day in reaction mode. They allow the outside world to set their priorities instead of setting their own. And before they realize it, half the day is gone, and they haven't done anything that truly matters. But winners, they move differently. They understand that the way you start your morning sets the tone for the rest of your day. They don't waste the first hour watching TV, checking emails, or getting caught in the noise of the world. They use that sacred time to focus their mind, sharpen their clarity, and take control. And that's the big shift. Do you begin your day in control, or do you let distractions take over? Because how you begin will always shape how you finish. If you wake up with intention, if you take control from the start, if you execute your plan before the world pulls you in every direction, you'll get more done in one day than most people accomplish in an entire week. And here's the truth. Discipline beats motivation. Why? Because motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. Some days you'll wake up inspired and ready to crush the day, but on others you'll feel drained, distracted, and disconnected. And that's where most people fall off track. They believe they need to feel ready before they act, but winners know better. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. If you only act when you feel motivated, you'll never be consistent. And without consistency, you can't win. The key is to train yourself to execute, regardless of how you feel. Make action a habit. So even on the days when you're exhausted, uninspired, or when every excuse is whispering in your ear, you keep going. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Winners are the ones who work in silence. They show up daily. They don't let feelings dictate behavior. They move with intention. They guard their time like it's their most valuable asset, and they are unshakable in their discipline. So if you want to change your life in a real, lasting way, you must make a decision. No more waiting. No more negotiating with yourself. No more wasted time. From this moment forward, you execute. No matter what. You don't start your day with distractions. You start with clarity. You don't wait for motivation. You take action. You don't let your emotions decide what happens. You push forward, regardless of how you feel. And the more you do this, the stronger you become. Because when discipline becomes a habit, everything begins to change. Once you train yourself to move without hesitation, to act without needing motivation, to execute without requiring external praise, you become unstoppable. And here's where most people fall short. They underestimate the level of focus required to win. They think they can have one foot in distractions and the other in discipline and still reach their goals. But that's not how success works. If you want real, lasting transformation, you have to go all in. That means cutting out everything that steals your focus, saying no to things that don't align with your mission, eliminating distractions, excuses, and time wasters completely. Previously, we talked about discipline and how it's the fuel behind consistency. Now, let's look at what happens when that discipline is aimed with laser focus and how it can transform your progress at lightning speed. There are things in your life, habits, routines, distractions that have been quietly slowing you down for years. But winners, they are ruthless with their time. They don't let a single minute slip away. They don't drift aimlessly. They don't let distractions pull them off course. Instead, they lock in. Every action they take is with sharp precision. Their execution is focused, intentional, and steady, and that's exactly why they win. Because the moment you cut out the noise, the moment you channel your full focus into what matters, results happen faster than you ever imagined. Progress, which once felt slow and painful, starts to accelerate. What used to take months now begins to shift in days. And here's the truth. You don't need more time. What you need is more focus, more discipline, more intention in everything you do. Once you commit to that mindset, your life will never be the same. The moment you eliminate distractions and truly take control of your time, every aspect of your life starts to shift. You no longer waste energy on meaningless things. You stop getting swept up in noise that doesn't serve your goals. You quit, handing your time over to people, habits, or places that drain your drive and slow you down. And the result? Your progress accelerates like never before. Most people never get close to their full potential, not because they don't work hard, but because they spend too much time doing things that don't actually move them forward. They confuse motion with progress. They confuse being busy with being productive. But just because you're doing something doesn't mean it's getting you anywhere. You could spend years spinning your wheels, putting in effort, feeling tired, staying active, and still not make real progress. Winners move differently. They don't just work hard, they work with precision and clarity. They don't just stay busy, they stay effective. They don't grind for the sake of grinding. They make sure every drop of effort is targeted toward meaningful results. That's the difference. Intentional effort. Every move you make, every choice, every action, it must align with your mission. Because if it doesn't, you're wasting precious time. If it doesn't serve your goal, it doesn't deserve your attention. If it's not pulling you forward, it's pulling you backward. That's why you must be relentless about how you spend your time. Constantly ask yourself, is this helping me move forward? Is this getting me closer to who I want to become? Is this a valuable use of my energy? If the answer is no, it's a distraction, and it needs to go. But here's where most people hesitate. They're afraid to cut things out, afraid to say no, afraid to set boundaries when needed, and because of that fear, they stay stuck. They let distractions rob them of progress. They let meaningless routines consume their potential. They allow people, habits, and environments to hold them back from the person they're capable of becoming. Winners, on the other hand, are brutal about protecting their time. They don't give their energy to things that drain them. They don't waste attention on people who don't support their mission. They don't allow themselves to get pulled into activities that lead nowhere. And that's why they rise, while everyone else remains stuck in place. So ask yourself honestly, where is your time really going? Are you using it with purpose or letting it slip away through distractions? Are you focusing on what truly matters or staying busy with what doesn't? Are you moving forward with intent or just hoping something will change on its own? Because winners don't sit around hoping for progress. They create it. They don't wait for success. They build it. They don't let life happen to them. They take charge. And the moment you adopt that mindset, the second you commit to removing anything that doesn't serve your purpose, your life begins to change. Now you're no longer scattered in 100 directions. Now you're not leaking your most valuable resource, time. Now you're focused, locked in, and moving forward with undeniable momentum. Previously, we uncovered the power of focus and how cutting out distractions can radically accelerate your progress. Now, it's time to understand the mindset required to maintain that momentum and why this isn't a one-time shift, but a lifestyle. You've stopped wasting energy on things that bring zero results. You're focused, you're locked in, you're moving with clarity and precision. And when you move like that, nothing can stop you. But here's the truth. This isn't a one-and-done decision. It's not something you commit to just once. It's a daily practice, a commitment you renew every morning. Every day you must choose to protect your time. Guard your focus. Move with purpose. You have to train yourself to recognize distractions for what they really are, not harmless interruptions, but traps, thieves, roadblocks specifically designed to pull you off track. And that's where most people fail. They aren't consistent. They begin strong. They commit, but then they let the little things sneak back in, a few minutes scrolling. One conversation that turns into an hour. One skipped routine that throws off the entire day. And suddenly, without even noticing, they're right back where they started. But winners don't let that happen. They protect their progress. They sharpen their edge. They stay disciplined even when no one is watching. And because of that, their growth never stalls. It compounds. Here's the key. Once you've built momentum, everything becomes easier. The toughest part is getting started. The hardest part is cutting out the distractions, shifting gears, and adjusting to operating at a higher level. But once you've formed the habit of focus, of discipline, of consistent, intentional effort, it becomes second nature. It becomes who you are. And once that happens, you're no longer battling with yourself. You're no longer negotiating with distractions. You're no longer letting minor things steal your time and energy. You own your schedule. You control your mind. You choose where your energy goes. And once you've reached that level, success isn't a possibility. It's inevitable. The habit of taking full control of your time and energy isn't about working more. It's about becoming the kind of person who refuses to waste even a second. It's about building a personal standard that is so high, so focused, so disciplined, that distractions no longer have room to exist in your life. And once you reach that mindset, everything transforms. Most people go through life operating at half speed. They do just enough. They push only when it's convenient. They slow down the moment they feel discomfort. They let tiny distractions knock them off course, and then wonder why they're stuck. But winners? They move with precision. They are ruthless about protecting their time. They know every second lost is one they'll never get back. They don't waste energy on people or problems that don't matter. They move with consistency, with clarity, with purpose, every single day. And that's how they rise above the rest. Because here's the truth most people don't want to admit. They say they want success, but they aren't willing to give up the things that are slowing them down. They think they can still waste time, give in to emotions, live distracted, and somehow win. But it doesn't work that way. If you want to truly transform your life, you must become obsessed with eliminating wasted time. You must be fearless when it comes to cutting out the things that don't serve your mission. You must be willing to say no to anything that holds you back, even if it's comfortable, even if it used to be part of your routine. And when you do that, when you fully commit to doing only what drives you forward, you'll begin to see results faster than you ever believed possible. Because now, you're no longer crawling at the same pace as everyone else. You're accelerating. You're gaining momentum. And here's the real secret. Momentum is the most powerful force in success. Once you've got it, you become unstoppable. Once you're moving at full speed, once you're operating with unwavering discipline, once you've cleared out every obstacle that slows you down, you've already learned how momentum builds when you cut distractions and move with precision. Now it's time to understand why the most successful people stay ahead. They never stop. Not for a moment. There's nothing left but progress. That's what happens when focus becomes your way of life. That's why winners win. They don't take breaks from being focused. They don't take days off from being disciplined. They don't allow themselves to drift, not even for a second. Every single day, they live in full control of their time and energy. No exceptions, no excuses, just full ownership. And here's the truth. If you commit to this habit, if you genuinely take control, eliminate distractions, and stop wasting precious minutes, your life will begin to shift faster than you ever thought possible. Because your time, it is the most valuable resource you have. It's more than just hours on a clock. It's the currency of your potential. Time is the one thing you'll never get back. It's the one thing that separates those who rise from those who stay behind. It's the one asset that, if used with precision, can make you absolutely unstoppable. Yet the sad truth, most people never claim that power. They spend their time on things that don't matter. They let distractions slow them down. They drift through life passively, reacting instead of creating, chasing instead of leading. And because of that, they never get close to their full potential. But you don't have to follow that path. You can make a different choice. Right now, you can decide in this very moment that from today forward, you'll take back control, that you will no longer allow distractions to drain your focus, that you'll stop making excuses, that you'll quit waiting for the perfect time to start, and simply start now. Start moving. Start executing every single day. Because success, it's not about luck. It's not about being gifted or having special circumstances. It's about focus, discipline, and consistency. It's about guarding your time like your future depends on it, because it absolutely does. So ask yourself honestly, are you truly in control? Are you using each second with intention? Are you cutting out the things that don't serve your mission? Because if you're not, you're falling behind. If you're not fully locked in, fully disciplined, fully focused, you're leaking time. And time wasted is opportunity lost. It's potential slipping through your fingers. So don't let another moment go by. Don't let another day be stolen by distraction. Don't let noise, emotion, or outside influences derail your mission. From this moment on, you are in control. And once you fully commit to that, once you decide that nothing, not a thought, not a person, not a distraction, will steal your time again, once you decide that nothing will slow you down, nothing will stop you, your life will begin to transform faster, stronger, more powerfully than you ever imagined.